Hi, I'm Shannon from Kakapen Institute. Today we're going to be putting together a rain barrel that you can install on your house and your downspouts and help save water, use it to water your gardens, your flower beds, prevent some runoff, all of those things. So we'll get started. These are the supplies that we'll need. You need a rain barrel with 2 bungs, 2 cinder blocks, and the supplies that you see on the table, including the rain barrel kit that you were issued at the workshop. Okay, the first step is to take out the bungs, which are these guys. We're just going to use an ordinary set of pliers to do this. Just open the jaws and put them in the little slots here and turn. It might be in there pretty tight. I've already loosened these. So just, have somebody hold on to the barrel and turn and just work with it. It will come out. There's one. And there's the other. Okay, so these are the bungs that we just removed from this barrel. I just want to take the time to point out that there are 2 different types of threads on these bungs. One's a national pipe thread and one is a buttress. And they have corresponding threads in their holes. So just make sure that you keep them where they need to go. We're going to look at this one specifically. Inside here, there are more threads where this one does not have it. This plastic piece right here, if you flip it over, there's a little ring around here, and we can pop that out by using a razor knife, and actually a serrated kitchen steak knife works perfectly. We're just going to cut this round little piece out of here, and once that is popped out, it's going to look like this one. And we're going to insert, our hose is going to be connected here, but we're going to thread this little piece in there like that, which yours will have your hose already connected to it. You'll see here in a minute. Okay, so here's our plug with the threads in the middle. We're working from the bottom of it, and we're going to take a razor knife, and sometimes you can just pop that up. And that's not working the best, so I'm going to move to a serrated steak knife, which gives us a little more strength. And you just want to kind of cut it out. It's not going to come out neatly, but you want to try to stay within that little circle. Yeah, just like that. Clean up the sides a little. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Okay, so after you get your bung hole opened up like that, you're going to take your hose with the nozzle on it and take the plastic end, and you're going to thread it through the top of this bung and screw it in all the way. Like that. All right, I just want to take a moment to point out the bungs. We just put the hose assembly into one of the bungs. This is your solid bung that we have not done anything with. But your bung should not have a hole. This is another one. This is just an example. If your bung has a little hole in it like that, get in touch with us and we'll find you a replacement. If you have a hole like this, your water's just going to leak out of your barrel. So yeah, you don't want holes. All right, now we're going to put the bungs back into the barrel. Make sure that your threads are correct with the threads within the barrel here. So we're going to put this one back in here. Tighten it. You want them to be tight, otherwise your water's going to leak out. Reasonably tight. You don't have to go overboard. And then your hose. You're going to have to hold the nozzle of your hose up so that you can actually turn the thing. Okay, that's what I'll do. And this is a little difficult here, but you can still get in there. And just make sure it's tight. That's good. All right, so now we have our hose assembly connected to our barrel and both bungs are in. Now what we're gonna do, this is gonna become the bottom of your barrel, and we're going to flip it over onto cinder blocks. Show the cinder blocks there. The cinder blocks are to keep your hose off of the ground, and this is gonna be fed by gravity. So flip it over and make sure your hose nozzle is in between the cinder blocks. Okay, one thing I haven't mentioned so far is that you want to make sure your rain barrel is level. So when you first put your cinder blocks down, you want to make sure they're on level ground, or level it out before you put them down. Otherwise, once your barrel's full, it's just going to fall over. Nobody wants that. Okay, in your kits, you're going to find lots of parts. What we're looking at right now is going to be the hole saws. You also have this piece, and this round piece. This is your downspout diverter. And you also have a plastic spigot and a little round piece with a little corner on it like that. That goes with this, and we're not actually going to use these parts. We've used better parts with the hose. So let's just put this back in the bag. Also, likewise, we're not going to use the saw that drills that size hole. That's the small one. So pull that one out and put it back in your bag. Now we're going to take the hole saw, the two that are left in here, and put them together, or put one together. Remember, we've taken the smallest one out and put it back in your kit, along with this little rubber piece, because we're not using those. So you're going to get your bit and the nut and the smallest of the two that are left. Put that together. Oops, going the wrong way. Be careful down here and with the saw, because they are actually pretty sharp. And then put it in your drill. Go the right way. All right. We're going to mark our barrels about 3 inches down from the top. Depending on where your downspout is on your house, you may want to do this off to the left or right side. We're not exactly sure where this one is going, so I'm putting it in the middle just for the demonstration purposes. And as you can see, I've already drawn a little guide circle there. And then you need to lay your barrel down because we're going to be drilling on it. So table, floor, whatever works for you. Just lay it out like that. Now we're going to drill our hole. So we have our hole marked. If you have somebody to help you do this part, great, because you might need somebody to kind of steady the barrel. But I'm just going to kind of put my knee against it and start drilling. Once this pops through, the plastic may stay within the hole saw. It may go all the way into the barrel. You may or may not get it out. I don't know, but it's fine. So we're just going to start drilling. Yeah, it stayed in. Good. Now that we have our hole drilled, this is the next pieces we'll be working with. But first, this one, just the little round rubber piece. You bring it over to the hole that you just drilled in your barrel. And if you just try to pop it in like that, it's probably not going to go all the way in. You just kind of have to work it in. It will fit. That hole is specifically made for that size. Just like that. Then we're going to set the barrel back up. Just like that. All right, we have our rubber thing in the barrel. It's sitting it back up next to the downspout. Now we're going to drill a hole in the downspout. You need to mark where you're going to drill, so have a Sharpie. This is the tube that's going to take the water from the downspout to the barrel, so it only stretches out that far. You want it to be as close as possible. You don't want it to be all the way stretched out if you can avoid it. So we're just going to put it just a couple inches above where the barrel is, which would be right about here. So we're going to mark a spot right about there. And then we're going to go get our hole saw. Okay, for this step, you want to make sure you have your safety glasses on because you will be drilling into metal. And you want to take your hole saw, the large one that was in your pack. This is the bit that we used in the other saw. Just take it out. Put it together the same way. And into your drill. All right, now we're going to drill into our gutter, our downspout. This is going to be very loud. Just expect that because you are drilling into metal. Yeah, here we go. Now we're going to take our downspout diverter. We have our hole drilled. That is sharp metal, by the way, so watch your fingers when you do this. You want to take your downspout diverter and hold it in this way, like with, you've got that end that goes inside the downspout. It needs to be pointing up. It's not going to fit in if you just try to jam it in. It's just not going to. So you need to like fold it up like that and just kind of work it in gently until it's all the way in and sits flush with your downspout, like that. All right, now we're going to attach the barrel to the downspout. I have the barrel a little farther away than what is ideal just for purposes of demonstration, so you can have it a little bit closer to your downspout, that's fine. You take your connector tube and put it in here. And it takes some working in. And you take the other side and attach it in your downspout. Again, it's going to take some working in. After you drill into your downspout, you may notice that this has turned a little bit. It actually needs to be straight up and down. There are some screws included in the kit that anchor that down. I'm not going to put them in for this demonstration because we don't need it here, but there's a little baggie with 2 screws like that, and then you line this up straight. One goes in the top and one goes in the bottom straight into your downspout. Pretty simple. All right, so we're almost done here. We just need to drill some air holes in the water barrel. You can do this by using the bit from your hole saw if you don't have other bits. Just put together without the saw and use that like, you know, like your drill bit. But I have other bits here, so I'm going to use a smaller one. Now you want to make sure you drill your air holes in a place where water would naturally gather so that it doesn't kind of stay there. So we're just going to drill one here. One there, and let's see, how about one on this ring? And I'll do one more just because. You really don't need any more than 3 unless you have places in the barrel where the water would lay. So now we have successfully set up a rain barrel. The rain comes down your downspout as normal, comes through the diverter and into the tube or into the hose, into the barrel. The barrel will fill up. Once this is all full of water, the diverter will actually let it go back down your downspout. So no worries about, getting clogged up there. This is fed by gravity, so you will not have the pressure that you have from your hose attached to your house. You need to have it up on blocks like we have it, and then, it's not going to have a lot of pressure, but it is enough to water your plants. You can open it just like that. Important thing to remember is before winter, before we get a hard freeze, drain your water barrel. They will crack if they're frozen, so just make sure that you drain them. Also of note is it seems like common sense, but if there's a lightning storm, please don't go play with your water barrel because it is water. Water and electricity don't mix. All right, thanks for setting up water barrels. If you would like to see how a double kit is set up, we'll show ours here in just a minute, so stay tuned. All right, now if you were at the workshop and got a double barrel kit, which is the setup two together, you will have gotten a piece that looks like this, or very similar to this. It's set up the same way, except for one attaches to the bottom of this barrel on the bung, and one attaches to the bottom of this barrel on the bung. Now you can see that we have ours already in place, hooked up. And there's our nozzle. Our rain barrels have this on the spigot on it as well. We don't use that because it's completely inefficient. But it fills up by gravity. Water fills this barrel first, and then it travels through the hose, and it evens out in this barrel. Very simple. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your rain barrels.